Sound advice. I'm constantly looking for new gear, gizmos, and different things to show on the show. And what I've come across this week is something really cool. I have been looking for quite some time for a way to use my tube amplifiers to record, but the problem with recording tube amplifiers is you typically have to turn them up really loud and mic them. And it works great. The only problem is if it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock and you're inspired and you want to play, you're kind of stuck with having to use something that's modeled, which is computer-based stuff. So what I did was did a little research, and I found a company, and coincidentally they were local to me, that made this product called the AxeTrak. As you see here, AxeTrak. And what this does is you can plug a tube amplifier in, which is what I've done today. I've got my Rivera tube amp plugged in. It goes into this cabinet. It's a fully isolated cabinet with a microphone inside of it, essentially. And what it does is it gives you the opportunity to turn your amp up to a reasonable level where it will sound good. It goes in there, and the fact that it's fully isolated, you can barely hear it. It comes out of the microphone comes out of this little cable here, and what happens is you can send that signal to your console for recording, which is great. It's like a way to directly record via analog versus digital, so it's the real deal. And it just sounds incredible, whether you're playing through headphones or monitoring at a light volume. It sounds really cool. Check this out. This is direct through my amp, the tube amp, into this little box, and this is going direct into the camera. So check out how clean this sounds. Now that's the clean side, but if I turn on the distortion, all I'm doing is channel switching on my Rivera and just throwing on the normal tube crunch on here. You can hear the harmonic response, how well it picks everything up. But the really cool part for me is that not only does it sound great, it keeps the volume down, it also is really cool because it feels like your tube amp because you are playing your tube amp. Typically when you play something that's modeled or digital, trying to sound like a tube amplifier, it might sound kind of close, but it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't have the same attack, the same punch, the same compression. But playing through your amplifier and through this, you're really playing through a tube amp and you're really playing through a speaker that's mic'd. And the other cool part is it's really small, so instead of lugging around a big, huge 4x12 cabinet to a gig, for me, I play at church quite frequently, and I usually take my cabinet and my head and all that. Now I can take just my head and just this cabinet and plug it directly into the PA system, and it's a mic'd cabinet, so it's the exact same sound as my cabinet is when I mic it. The only difference is I have a smaller cabinet and my stage volume is much quieter. So if you get a chance and you want more information, you've got cool tube amps and you want to be able to play your tube amps at a decent volume in your home studio or at gigs or record, this is a pretty sweet product. You can check out AxeTrak.com. That's AxeTrak.